I think it's interesting, right? And this is another thing that, I've been talking about with some other friends, but man, we've really experienced a very interesting time, John. Like I guess, your generation probably to mine, really this kind of, the older strongmen than you were already out of the game before social media was able to be
Yeah.
benefit or
Yeah.
but we've got to be kind of this first generation of guys who've been able to make a living on this new,
Yeah.
whereas
Yeah.
before it was only get paid by sponsors or get paid for competing, and
Yeah.
that's not
Totally.
true anymore.
Yeah. It's crazy you say that, brother, because I think it was MySpace came out about midway through my strongman career.
Right.
So I was in the front end of no social media.
Yeah, I know.
And it was like,
If someone comes up now and is like, "Oh, I think I'd like to be a power lifter and make a lot of money," yo, that door exists.
yeah, oh yeah,
It didn't.
yeah. I mean, can you imagine if Bill Kazmaier had the opportunity of social media? Oh fuck.
Very interesting to watch.
Yeah, yeah. But you're so correct, brother. I mean, a lot of times, and I'll be the first to. I'm glad that you pointed this out because sometimes I'm the first to fucking bitch about how much social media has fucked up people. But at the same time, it's also created a huge opportunity for guys like us. So I think I'm. This is actually I'm going to slap myself in the fucking chin every time I bitch about social media because if it wasn't for social media, fuck man, I don't know what the fuck I'd be doing.
I mean,
I would be.
friends. I don't know. There's my whole life's different. I look
Yeah.
at there are negatives to it, no doubt about it, right? Like it's a tool that not a lot of people have figured out how to use.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I just look at it that way, and so, man, it's just fire, and it doesn't have an opinion, and you can either use it to warm all your meals and treat it as a tool and forge tools,
Yes.
cook food and stay warm, or you can let it get out and burn your fucking house down. It doesn't care.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, like for us, obviously it meets a handful of needs, for someone that just uses it for entertainment and it starts to engulf the responsibilities of their life. That's the part that I tend to be frowned upon because
I'm very confused by that. I have
yeah.
no idea. If you don't make a living on here, why do you give a shit?
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I tell, all of my friends, I say, look, my social media is where I connect with fans and people. But if you've got my telephone number, fucking text me or call me, please.
No,
it's like social media. People use social media like it's a fucking telephone. It's like, are we losing the telephone now?
well, they all come through the same device, and it's a weird spot. But I found myself that way. That like whether you want to email, text me, or DM me, I don't care. It all gets and
yeah.
it just and like I said, it's not that I don't understand why people use it. Right? I love being able to connect with people and hear stories and talk.
Totally.
But when people who don't use it for a living or as a job are stressed out by it and continue to I don't understand.
Yes.
What it does is show you what you interact with more. That thing is a fucking mirror. If you spend more time looking at what you dislike, it shows you more of that because it doesn't know the difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
And people would look at shit dislike more than stuff they like.
That's a very, very simple but very interesting thought, brother. I never thought about that.
You do.
But you know what? One thing I really do love about social media is it also gives us the opportunity to influence people positively. And I spend so much time in my DMs on my Instagram because people will come in there and talk to me, ask questions. And, many cases, I'll just see someone fucking busting their ass. And I'm the first one to say, dude, you look fucking great. Keep up the good work. Because it was statements like that made to me that helped me fucking do what I did, and I want to be the one to pay it forward, brother. I remember
getting excited when I'd get a message from Ed or any of our, super friends or any of these type of people around, and it would fucking fire me up, man. So if I ever have the opportunity to make that impact in someone's life, I'm in.
Totally. 100%. You know, and then the fact that people's minds are so trained to think how society has taught them, they don't believe in themselves like they should, or they don't believe there's these, all of these things that people are programmed by society that I believe are not true. Society creates rules, not fucking laws.
Right.
You don't have to follow the rules of society. And when people do, they tend to get lost in the fucking line of sheep. It's when you have the fucking nuts to step outside the line. And most people are afraid to do it because they've never been told it's okay.
Yeah, it's a weird one, right? The kind of skipping the standard path, right? And that's a big one that I try to talk about because, I mean, I've done.
Yes.
I'm no kids. I don't plan on having any, and I plan on trying to spend as many days doing whatever the fuck I feel like. And so, like, that's not the standard path, and people don't understand that there are rules to this. You're allowed to do whatever the
fuck you want. That's it.
You don't get both. You don't get all the benefit of the safety of doing the standard approach and that warm, fuzzy feeling of conforming. No, you get to do whatever you want, but it comes with a shitload more stress because there isn't anyone else there helping you figure it out.
Yeah. But, you know, I'll tell you, brother, for, you know, as the fat little boy that I wasn't fucking accepted. I didn't have a whole lot of friends early on in life. I had a few. I wasn't like and I'm not trying to say I was a victim. Sure. I was just one of those fucking kids that I don't know. I just didn't quite fucking fit in. I was slow. I was fat, whatever. But having to kind of do it my way as a youngster, especially with I had to work twice as hard, you know, whether it be physical or in school. This is the shit that actually allowed me to be comfortable stepping out of the line because I wanted to be in the line. Nobody would let me in.
Right.
You know?
You know, probably for me, like once I got through high school, I realized that I just didn't really have an interest in fitting in that much.
Yes.
Because
that's exactly right.
Of people, and I was like, I don't agree.
Yeah.
I'll just stay up. It seems like avoiding that route will be better for me long term.
Yeah. Once, you know, that for me, once I literally, I got bit by the iron bug. As soon as I fell in love with training, I didn't care what was normal to me was all of the fucking, you know, these dudes that were fucking big and strong and fucking, you know, doing things that wasn't normal. All I wanted to do at that point, I'd completely lost focus on the rules of society and normal and fitting in. I wanted to fit into a very small group, and all I had to do was fucking bust my ass to do it. So I was fucking all over that. So we were totally correct. By the time senior year of high school, bro, I was skipping school to go train. I wasn't skip school to go fuck off.
Right, man. Yeah, dude. Man, finding the weights, and like once I found the weight room in high school and like realized how much I loved that, and I realized that quick connection to how much better an athlete it made me.
Yeah.
I clicked and got it. And then from that, it's always been able to, I mean, I don't care if it's work or creative work or, I mean, podcast or anything, man. Training makes me better at all of it. Whether it's burning off excess energy or it's, you know, in that zone and allowing myself to focus and ready for the day and task at hand. But as an ADD barely functioning lunatic, like, yo, I have to keep the fire kind of fucking burnt. Otherwise,
totally. It sounds like we were almost identical. When I was younger, I went to train, and I mean, part of what made me such a workhorse was I was just training to the point where I felt like when I trained hard enough, whatever happened for the rest of the day, I was having a good day. If I didn't work hard enough, I still was getting fucking frustrated. It's almost like I get to make sure that the rest of my day is going to be fucking great, all by this 2 hours in front of me. So why in the hell would I not do what I got to do to have a fucking great second half of my day? It was like, this is simple math.